You are all set.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Rutland Town Select Board. Today is Tuesday, April 21st. It's at 6 o'clock. We have with us today Select Board member Kurt Hathaway, Joe Denardo, Mary Ashcroft, and zooming in is Sharon Russell. Matt Getty is not able to join us this evening. So please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
With allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item select board minutes for the April 7th regular meeting. All present.
Move to approve.
Motion's been made to approve. Sharon, are you hearing me okay?
That'd be enough.
All right.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the April 7th select board meetings.
Muted.
Meeting minutes. Are there any additions, deletions, corrections? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Sharon, on the minutes, are you okay with them?
I think she's muted.
She's muted and I can't unmute her.
Okay, it's on her end then.
Okay.
All right, motion carries 3-0 and 2 abstentions. Approval of orders. Do you have enough time to take a look at them? Is there a motion concerning the orders?
I'll move to approve.
Motion's been made to approve the orders and seconded. Any discussion, anything to call to our attention? If not, all in favor of giving the orders, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0-0. Any board member announcements? Oh, okay. There is select board chair update. There is a meeting this Thursday of the intermunicipal committee meeting with the city to talk about the 250th anniversary ideas. That is at 5:30 at City Hall. It's an open meeting, so please come if you are so inclined. It's been, pretty good meetings so far. Okay. Are there any questions from the floor or public comments? We'll start with in the room. On Chioffi.
Good evening, board members. Coming tonight to get some clarification on your motion, which carried, I guess, unanimously on the 24th of March, approving the change of speed limits on our street. We never received any indication that this was going to be discussed. I called numerous members of there's 12 of us that live on the street, for one thing.
This is
the former McKinley Lane, which is now McKinley Avenue. That was also a little bit of a sleight of hand in the dark of night, because that was never supposed to be done when the E911 was under Joe Zingali was reconstituted. The reason that McKinley Lane was called McKinley Lane was that it never lined up with McKinley Avenue. It was a separate street.
But that's not what you're here about.
No, that's not. The fact is that from Route 7 to Grove Street is a town highway, but from Grove Street to the dead end is simply a street. It's a residential street, not a town highway. We had no notice that this was gonna be done. And I'm under the understanding that the motion never needed to be made in any case, since apparently it was already voted back in 2020 to reduce that speed. We were never notified at that time that it was, and it's been posted for 35 ever since. Now, the reason I'm asking is simple. I'm just trying to be respectful and logical. There's got to be reasons for reducing the speed limits on any roads or streets in the town of Rutland. I mean, I think we would all agree that we don't just do this on a whim, and we don't do it on a single complaint by somebody that the people are going too fast, because people are always going too fast everywhere. So we would have 25 miles an hour on every street in the town if that were the case. The reason that I bring this up is there's only 12 residences on the street. So the purpose of lowering it to 25 would be ostensibly to fine or ticket those 12 people if they were coming down the hill faster than 25 miles an hour trying to get to work, or going faster than 25 miles an hour up the hill, which is, the whole street is a hill from the bottom all the way to my driveway. So it is virtually impossible to go 25 miles an hour when accelerating to try to get up the hill. It just can't do it. I mean,
You might not want to put that challenge out there, Don.
well, I am. I'm trying to be fair and honest with you. It's just impossible to do. And obviously, you would have to ticket every single person going up the hill because they have to go faster than 25. You have to put the pedal a little bit to the metal to get up the hill. Especially if there's any inclement conditions or snow, you've got to get momentum going. And also, when you're going down the hill, it's impossible to go 25. I've tried it numerous times. You can't do it without braking the whole way down the hill. And it's ludicrous to expect people to ruin their brakes going to work every single day. And I've been up and down that hill numerous times. And also, well, Joe, you made the motion.
I made the motion.
You made the motion to do it. And what I'm thinking, quite frankly, I'd like to give you the credit, Joe. I think you made a mistake. I really think that what you wanted to do was make the speed limit from Route 7 to Grove Street 25,
Nope.
because that is a much more contested road.
Don't put words in my mouth. I wanted the speed limit from Grove Street to the end of the cul-de-sac at 25.
And what is the reason for this?
My reasoning is I spend about a week up there every year haying. And in that short period of time, I have had, every single year, we have numerous interactions with traffic on that road, driving at 35 to 40 miles an hour, both coming up and down. And my reasoning is the line of sight on that road is minimal because of the hill, which you clearly just stated for us, the narrowness of the road and the severe ditches on both sides. People drive in the middle of the road. And you can go on for as long as you want. I know you live there, you go up and down every day, but I'm only there 4 days a week, or 4 days in the whole summer, maybe 5 days, depending on the haying season. And we have numerous close encounters with people coming up that hill. That's a blind crest of a hill. And I have met cars probably doing in excess of 40. And I'm not with a piece of wide farm equipment. I'm not taking up 2 lanes. I'm in my truck pulling a hay wagon down, and they're coming up that hill, and I meet them right at the crest of the hill, and they're in the middle of the road. My point for asking the board 5-6 years ago to reduce it, and I brought it up again because the signs never got changed, so I didn't remember what happened after we did it. And There was no contest with it. I believe everything that we did was done in accordance with the town's ordinances. It was advertised. We do not go out and invite everybody that lives there. And my whole purpose is this is that at the reduced 10 miles an hour speed limit reduced, the general public is going to drive 35 instead of 25. So I have just kept cars from coming head on at 90 miles an hour down to 70. That's my point. The cars do not drive on their side of the road up there. They drive in the middle of the road. And if you're honest with me, you have probably met at least one car that's in the middle of the road because they're afraid to get too close to the ditch. Wintertime is a unique experience. The faster you go going up, yeah, you might make it and you might not make it. I'm not going to, and I will argue forever. I can go right out there, put you in that pickup, and I'll take you up that hill at 25 miles an hour and not have to accelerate. It all depends on driving habits and how people do. You can drive that hill up and down at 25 if you want to. My point is, I don't believe 35 is a good speed for the design of the road, the narrowness and the steepness and the lines of sight. And that's
But
why
you have just admitted in your own words right now, as you testified, that if the speed limit is posted at 25, that people are probably going to go 30 or 32 or 35. And so you're going to have 35 anyway.
they're not
So
driving
what you're
30.
saying-
They're not driving 35 now.
What
I'm
you're-
trying to get it down, and I would like
No,
to see
what you're
people
saying
drive
is
the
that
speed limit.
if you leave it at 35, that people are going to go 40 or 45. Now, I've been up there for 12 years, Joe, and you've been 4 days. I've been 12 years.
Well, that's 4
I
days
was-
a year for 60 years.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something. I have made complaints about excessive speed on that road. There was a young man, I'm not going to name his name because that wouldn't be appropriate at a public meeting, who was a resident up there. He's grown up now. I believe he's finally become an adult, but he had a need for speed, and he was making donuts on the circle, and he was up and down that road at high rates of speed. That's one person. Okay. And you, quite frankly, Joe, you're on the board of selectmen. You're a resident of the town, but you're one person.
Yeah.
One person should not be deciding what the speed limits in this town are.
One person didn't.
Well, one person did. You did, because you were the one that made the recommendation. Nobody in the neighborhood knew that this was being discussed, and you're saying, now, wait a minute. Let me finish, please. You had your say, let me have mine, because you made some good points. You made some good points about visibility. You made some good points about access. You made some good point about shoulders. You have to tell me why from Route 7 to Grove Street is not more, equally or more, of a hazardous concern with the hill that comes right after Briarwood with people. There's more people that walk and bike on that road, causing anyone in either lane to have to break the law and violate the law of the road by going over the center line, because there's no shoulder on that road. You have a fire station and a police department that has to have access. Cars are excessively speeding on that road, you know it. And I'm saying, be fair, be honest, and be logical. If you're going to post a residential neighborhood that only has 12 residences on it for at 25, then you at least ought to post from Grove Street back down to 725. That I have found in my travels much more concern about speed, access, and pedestrian vulnerability on that section of road coming up over that hill by Briarwood and down towards the fire station. And it seems logical to me that you'd want to post that for 25. I have no objection if you want to post that one as well as mine, but I just don't see the logic of posting that road for 12 residences. But who is doing the speeding on that road?
I have no idea. I don't know who the people. I don't even know if they live there. I don't have time to identify somebody going by me that's been in the middle of the road. I'm just trying to. It's not. And to your point earlier, you said that if we lowered the speed limits because people speed, then we would have all the roads posted at 25. now you're contradicting yourself because you're saying you want to do McKinley Avenue from Route 7 to Grove Street.
I'm just asking for
25.
consistency.
Then we could do Grove Street from the Rutland City line to Pittsford 25.
Well, we should. We should.
But it doesn't.
Joe, you should do it based on some logical,
Okay.
statistical evidence. And if you get John Paul Faignant's records, you will find that he does 60% of his stops and his fines for excessive speed, sometimes in the range of 70 to 75 miles an hour on Grove Street.
I understand that.
And that's your farm right
I
there.
understand that.
And-
Grove Street's a
you know,
through road.
I've had a problem with that myself, as
Grove
you,
Street, but Don, Grove Street's a through road. McKinley Avenue is a dead end. And if you look at the town's policy or what we have done, every residential neighborhood in Rutland Town has had the speed limits posted at 25. All of the developments off of Post Road are 25. All of the developments off of Killington Avenue are 25. All of the we did this
Flory
as
Heights, we did.
we did this as a board, unilaterally.
Yeah.
All of the residential neighborhoods that are not through streets, that are residential, which you have said McKinley Avenue is. And I asked the board 6 years ago, we did all of these others. How come we didn't do McKinley Lane? That is a residential street based on your testimony here tonight. And all of the residential streets in Rutland Town are 25. Every development, every subdivision. That is exactly what we have at McKinley Avenue. That is not, if that was a through street. And that's the difference between McKinley Avenue from Grove to Route 7. That is a through street. I agree with everything you're saying. The speeds are excessive. They are excessive everywhere. Our law enforcement can't be everywhere all the time. I've asked Chief Washburn to see if he could come up with a policy and have his guys out there more to assist JP, and they have started working at this. Speed is a problem in Rutland Town, Rutland City, nationwide. I am not going to say that by reducing route or the short section up there, that 1.5 miles of road is going to do anything. But if it prevents one head-on collision at the crest of that hill, 2 cars, like you said, and it may not be anybody that lives there. There are people that just, you know this, they just go up the hill to see what's at the other end. And they get up to your driveway.
No, but you have to admit.
And those people
That
are,
neighborhood,
Right.
that neighborhood, McKinley Avenue, McKinley Lane.
Yeah.
The street is probably one of the most protected neighborhoods in the whole town of Rutland, because we have a doctor up there who has spent extensive amount of money putting cameras and notifying the police department when all the ne'er-do-wells come up there to do drug deals and so on and so forth.
Right.
And he stays on it. And thanks to him, that neighborhood has become much, much safer, and there's been a lot less ancillary traffic, let's call it, on that road. But basically, it's only the people that live there, the UPS trucks, the FedEx trucks, the mailman, and the oil delivery trucks that are up and down that road. That's it. So, and my question to you, Joe,
Yeah.
in
Closing
terms,
the
well,
argument?
let me finish up. In terms of all of this, Joe, with all that has to be done law enforcement wise in this town, Southern Tier, et cetera, do you really think that there's going to be any kind of true enforcement in every single neighborhood in the town of Rutland, arresting people for 4 and 5 and 6 miles an hour over the 25-mile-an-hour speed limit?
Probably not. Probably not.
And I
But
say,
you gotta start somewhere.
why enact laws when we have laws on the books now for excessive speed? If somebody is careless and negligent, you can give them a fine for that, regardless of whether you think they were going 30 or 35 or 40, if they were careless and negligent. And I'm also saying, when you enacted this on the 24th, you used the statute on ordinances, amending an ordinance. There's another statute on speed limits that you didn't use. And I'm pretty sure the reason you didn't use the one on speed limits is there's a section, it's either A or B in that statute that says, upon investigation, survey, or engineering studies, the board shall be able to enact speed limits not to exceed 50 or less than 25 on roads in their town. And it's always been my interpretation when I was on the board that you had to have more than just anecdotal evidence, like, well, I saw 3 cars going really, really fast on the road, so I want this road posted. That's anecdotal. You had to have studies, like how many tickets were issued? Have there been any accidents on the road that are reported accidents that would cause us to be concerned about this? And the reason that the state, in its wisdom, put this in the statute, if you went accord on these things, they look to legislative intent. They wouldn't have put that section in there if they didn't intend that you do something more than just listen to one person complaining about speed. And in this case, it's you complaining about the speed with your haying operation up there. That's one person.
Okay, thank you, Don. Closing remarks.
So Don, I'll reiterate what I said already. I noticed the excessive speed, and to keep in compliance with what this board has done as a policy throughout the town, that residential neighborhoods will be posted at 25 miles an hour. That's why I brought it up initially 6 years ago. There were no complaints. You have told us you've lived there for 12. This was posted in accordance with the town's procedures for ordinances. They are warned. They are put out there so the public can respond. No one responded 6 years ago. The board voted. It was unanimous vote, posted at 25. For whatever reason, the signs did not get changed. I brought it up again. We discussed it. I brought up the same exact thing. To keep it in compliance with our policy that residential neighborhoods are posted at 25. It has nothing to do with needing studies. It doesn't require any other verification. The town's policy is that all of our residential neighborhoods will be 25. You have told me, Kurt, Mary, and our audience that that's a residential neighborhood. In keeping in conformity with our policy, that residential neighborhood should be posted at 25. It's not a through street, and that's our policy. That's why I brought it up again. I had forgotten, and I'll be quite honest, that we had already done it, and I did not remember, that we went all through this, and I believe everything we did here as a board was in accordance with the rules of changing speed limits and doing it appropriately. I can understand your concerns. If enough people from McKinley to Route 7 or Grove to Route 7 come into this board and petition us to change that speed limit, we will take that under consideration and do what needs to be done. But this one is done under our policy of residential neighborhoods being 25. That's how.
Well, you just,
Are there any
no,
other select board members who want to comment?
That was the reason why I voted for it, is because all of our other neighborhoods are 25 miles. We lowered Hitzel not that long ago.
Yeah.
I was on the board when we lowered Hitzel.
You-
That was one that slipped the cracks as well.
Joe, you just said if enough members of the neighborhood came in and
On this section, that's a through street from Route 7 to Grove Street of McKinley Avenue. If those neighbors put up a petition or any place in town, there was enough attention drawn, then we would have to do the study. We would have to do that. But the residential neighborhoods have been unilaterally designated at 25 miles an hour. They are not through streets. There are always children playing. There is always all kinds of traffic, everything. That's why we've tried to make our residential neighborhoods safer. And this is the first place. You start lowering the speed limit. Then we try to work on enforcing it. And you go from there. Because it's the way it is. Human nature.
why is Route 7?
Really,
Why is Route 7?
Have to get to the rest of tonight's agenda.
Well,
And
there's,
you have.
I don't come here every single meeting, Mary,
About 20 minutes, Don.
Well, that's fine. I've
Yeah.
listened to Joey Denardo go on for 2 hours on different meetings, and nobody stops him from
Not that
talking.
long, though.
Joe,
Okay.
I want to know why 7 to Grove Street is not a residential neighborhood. There's all kinds of residences that
I think
that
Jerry
access.
explained that it was a through street as opposed to a residential street.
Well, I think that's a semantic difference.
Think
There
that
are
has
residences on that street.
Asked and answered, as we say.
Yes, Don.
There's
Sharon,
also
do you
three.
have anything to add?
I don't think I can get Sharon unmuted.
No.
I sent her a text.
Okay.
We're trying to get Sharon.
Did you send
She
her a
wants to
text?
participate, but I think her phone's muted, so I'm not sure.
Okay, all right.
Well,
So-
There is a way to petition the ordinance update. If you
well,
want.
yeah, that's after the fact though, and I understand what you're saying, Joe, about you just did it as a blanket thing. But it seems to me that with transparency, you should let the neighbors in the areas that are affected know beforehand, not after, because then they could come and tell you whether they agreed or not, instead of making them have to petition by getting 5% of the vote and then putting it to a vote of the whole town, which has no knowledge whatsoever of what's going on, because there hasn't been any public discussion of this whatsoever. And there wasn't any public discussion the night that you made the motion.
It was an
That's-
open meeting.
Pardon
It
me?
was an open meeting. It was in our minutes. Of course, it was an open
There
discussion.
wasn't any notification of the residents of the neighborhood that this was going to be discussed at the
Personal,
meeting. How would they be here
No,
to
we
say
didn't
anything?
do, and we don't on anything.
Well, I've talked to the neighbors and they're not in favor of the reduction, so
Okay,
whatever.
let's move on.
I've spoken.
Thank you,
You
Ron.
have my opinion. It's not going to be enforced and you know it. And I would like as a follow-up to this, if you're going to enact this, I would like to have some law enforcement reporting to the board as to how much enforcement is being done on this particular amendment that you put in. Because if there isn't going to be any enforcement done, then you should get rid of the law.
Department, we have reports from the police department every month on where their enforcement activities by street are. So you're welcome to look at any of those. And
Yeah.
that's how you can keep track.
I'd like to see the number because I don't think it's
Then,
going to be very much.
It's public record. I'm sure Ted can help.
Yeah, thank you very much. I
you,
appreciate
Don.
the time. Good night.
Okay. Any other comments from the floor, public comments?
That was enough.
Moving right along, Ted Washburn, Town Police Chief. Oh, double teaming.
Brought back up, that's not good.
That's good evening. And no doubt.
Gonna chime in that we give monthly reports. If he wishes to review them, he can.
Excellent.
Just before you get started.
Yes.
My intent to ask this is to stay in conformance with that policy. And it is not for you guys or the constables to go out and write tickets. Yeah, that isn't the point of this.
No, and the police committees also asked for more presence out in our neighborhoods too.
Yep.
So it all works together.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah, it's part of the broader approach to
Yes.
more visibility, which means more enforcement.
And I don't believe we have circumvented any. We've done it both times the same way for the same result. Thank you.
A couple things. First, Officer Placus is here with me tonight.
Good evening.
I will not be at the next meeting, which is
Okay.
May 5th. My wife's birthday. I will
Nice.
be with her. So I asked Officer Placus to fill in for me.
So this is kind of like he's seeing what this is. He spent here.
I usually don't stick around past the first few minutes. Like I'm here for whatever.
Lucky you.
Yeah, it's nice. It is nice.
Put him in last.
So I get the full experience tonight.
Yeah.
Very good.
So yes, I wanted to get him that experience because he will be covering the next meeting.
Okay.
First, some unfortunate news. The candidate we had in background has withdrawn. They were given a better offer.
Yeah.
Where they were employed, so rightfully so, they withdrew. So we're
Okay.
gonna repost the opening and we're just gonna leave it open until it is filled.
Okay.
So there will be a little bit of a vacancy savings. I know we talked about that probably throughout the rest of the fiscal year. But I wanted to let everybody know
How
that.
that satisfies your need for money.
Wow.
But you were worried about balancing the budget.
Seemed very direct.
We'll be good now. What do you think?
I might have said the same thing.
The next thing I have, Mary, you were on the board. Maybe Joey was. I know Sharon was. About 6 years ago, we discussed deferred comp, a retirement 457 plan for everybody in town. And the board voted on it because we've been spent the last 6 months we all thought it went away. We didn't think we got the closure we needed to finalize it, so I was gonna try to get the information, go through committee, and then try to move forward. But when I finally got a hold of somebody today, they had no idea what I was talking about because in their world, we're already signed up, just nobody's enrolled.
Interesting.
So Bill found the meeting minutes from September 1st back in 2020, where,
We did a lot.
yeah.
Okay.
Where
5 years. Or 6
Ed had asked about it, JP reviewed, he was satisfied with everything, and then it passed 3-0.
Okay.
And then we sent back everything the representative from Prudential wanted to get signed up.
Yeah.
And then we never heard back from Prudential. And then Prudential was absorbed by Empower.
Interesting. Okay.
So
we
basically-
didn't drop the ball.
no,
All right.
essentially the town of Rutland is eligible, employees are eligible for a 457 deferred comp plan
Mhm.
at no cost to the town. And basically, I'm just kind of letting everybody know that this thing exists
Okay.
so we can move forward on it.
So this is like all of this
Is everybody.
this is everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. We got part of the word out today and Kari is on. So
Yeah.
with the new employee packet that we should add to that.
Yeah, so the gentleman from Empower was gonna reach out to Kari.
Okay.
Because unfortunately, a lot of the heavy lifting is from her.
Yeah.
But he was gonna try to reach out to her. I don't know if he did today or not, to try to help walk through how we can actually enroll in this.
Okay.
Department heads, let your people know if they want to be in deferred comp.
Mhm.
Let me know. The guy from Empower wants to come down and talk to everybody about it. So if he gives me a day and your people are interested, I'll let you know.
I actually had a guy ask me about something similar to that just today.
Yeah,
Is it a 401k? Or
no, it's a whatever.
Yeah, brief description of what it is, please.
Oh, let's see here.
If you want me to remember, what was the date that you had on the?
This was from 2020,
What was the
August-
date?
or
September?
September
20th.
1st.
Oh, I was been
September
here.
1st?
Yep, it was September 1st of 2020. The
That's all I do. remember.
it's a secondary retirement that's completely employee funded. It has no match requirement or anything from the town.
Yeah.
And then it's been a while since I've been in it, but I know you've had it in the city. Is it based? It's more market based.
Yes,
I had it say.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So whatever their contributions are,
it's pre-tax.
Yeah, no, I
So-
mean, I have 401ks.
Yeah.
I was self-employed for a while. Yeah.
essentially
Okay.
at its basic form, that's what it is.
Yeah, okay.
So if the
Well-
employees want to contribute money to a secondary retirement, they
Yeah.
can. at
Correct.
their own expense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's their own expense and there's no match from the town or anything
Right.
from the town.
Yeah. Well, it's too bad that got waylaid by the whole Prudential takeover. So,
Yeah,
Okay, well, thank you very much for
so.
the research on it.
And then the last thing I have is rather comical. So last week, the Canine Academy was doing their urban tracking and they were using the Diamond Run Mall. Because you don't get a better spot pavement wise to do urban tracking, because that's what the focus is pavement.
Was that like Thursday?
I think it was Thursday.
It was all of last week.
Oh, that's why there was a whole lot of people up there.
Yeah.
They
They
were
all looked like
watching
law
you. They were
enforcement when I was
watching
my team weekly check
Yeah.
at place and was hoping they didn't think I was
So
stupid.
while they were doing this canine training, it was discovered that the mall had its own aquarium in the old J.C. Penney loading dock with about, I don't know, 100 goldfish
Something like that.
living in a small water area that had collected. So this was brought to my attention on Friday. And sometime over the weekend, there was a nighttime operation to liberate these fish from this water hole. And they have now been rehoused in loving, caring homes.
Fostering, or are they?
It would be a,
actually
I think it's
adopted?
fully adopted at this point. Successful rescue operation.
Excellent.
so,
I see
That-
pictures of the fire department and the ducklings, but
yeah,
not the,
there was
goldfish.
about a 25-second video that I started watching where it looked like somebody had made a very nice koi pond. And then it backed up and then there was the JCPenney loading dock. And so that was very interesting, but it has been cleaned up per se.
Well,
Good.
thank you for
The
rescue.
open days, they want to ask about that at all.
Yeah.
Who's responsible for.
It'd be so I know Bill, I know you reached out to them all about it too,
Yeah.
because we talked earlier, but
Yeah, I gave him the message. So there's, I had talked with the gentleman from the Barton Arena, he called, and that's why he included me on the
Mr.
message. If you guys got
Yeah,
as well, and they had a wrestling tournament, and he said that people were coming in and out. And he had gone outside and there was a loading dock door open, and there were people sitting in chairs inside the mall watching them come and go. So he relayed that, he's been relaying it to Joe Anthony. And the message you guys have was sent to Joe. Joe replied and said, we need to get on this right away and make sure we're taking care of this. And if we need to, he was very concerned about what was
Yeah.
communicated to him. So
okay. And our Joe, tell
Yeah.
us that it's taken care of?
When I was up there Thursday, driving around, the mattresses are all gone and most of the debris is.
we did pass that along. So
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks like somebody got up there and did whatever they were supposed
we
to.
also had an opportunity to talk with their attorney this afternoon about it on a similar topic and pressed him what was going on, and he
Good.
said he would take care. He relayed from his end as well. So
Yeah, and more people are up there using Spartan Arena, and
Yep.
there'll be a big crowd at the end of May, so they've got to watch their image up there, gotta keep it clean. Yeah. Any further action we want to take about that? Or are we all set?
I was
We were
pretty happy
satisfied,
that
okay.
they responded pretty quickly to getting
Okay.
it cleaned
If I
up.
may, so I was up there all day Saturday for the wrestling tournament, just in the parking lot,
Yeah,
just almost the entire day.
Yeah.
I mean, there was thousands of people there, so they requested a presence and we were up there, but on the backside closest to Spartan Arena, 2 of the doors were caved in where somebody could walk through easily, and probably has, which is why they were like that.
Okay.
And then that JCPenney loading dock, I mean, like the garage bays are completely open. You can just walk right into the mall.
still,
Yep. So that was at least as of Friday, I think.
okay,
Multiple garage bays right there at that loading dock that just go right into the mall.
Good.
And that's within the fenced in area, but obviously that's
yeah.
proven
it's
to be
a
not
huge
terrible.
deterrent.
It's a good deterrent for cars because
Yeah.
they put the cement barriers, the Jersey barriers right in front of all the gates.
Yes,
But for people, they can just crawl underneath, hop over,
all
whatever.
right, could the
Right, so-
police check tomorrow and see if there's any open doors or
Yeah, I can
anything
do
that's open to the inside, and then let Bill know,
Yep.
and Bill, if you could call, because
send me a picture.
yeah, well,
yeah, that's what we do.
Evidence.
We've heard of that. Okay, any questions for our police department?
No.
No. Thank you very
All right.
much.
Oh,
Thanks for coming in.
I did check in on the Pocket Park. And I did pick up, I think, 5 needles,
Yeah,
so did that last week.
we have a proposal in our packet to start work there, so I think
Okay.
once there's activity, that may help. We'll do. All right, now, there's somebody's name here, but it's blocked out in red, so maybe I'll go on to the next one. Oh, no, it's Dave Sears,
Those things happen.
Town Road Commissioner. And we have some things.
Yes, thanks.
We'll try to be brief on this side of the table because it's gonna be lengthy on that side. Yeah. Spent some time last week stripping our trucks down from all of our plowing equipment, wanting to have it snow for 2 days.
That was your fault.
Didn't stick to the road, so we're all good. I believe, as to the best of my knowledge, we have replaced and or repaired all mailboxes that have been reported to us.
Green Up Day is May 2nd. We have bags. Larry has bags at the transfer station.
Yes,
I believe there are bags here.
I got Creek Road.
We saw your bags. Well, we didn't see them out. They were
Well,
reported
life
to me.
started early, but, and there is a large appliance that would.
I've heard that too.
Okay,
I was hoping somebody else would come and get it before we had to, but
I know.
we're not.
Where do you bring them? The appliances, you bring them to Hubbard's? Or?
Yeah.
Or?
Okay.
Yeah, or I can take them up there and just throw them in the metal dumpster, depending on what they are.
Okay.
So we have bags. If anybody needs any, they can call us. I know Velco calls me every year and they get a couple rolls. If anybody picks up bags and they put them in obscure places, just call our office, which is 802-773-8128, and just let me know where they are so we don't have to pick them up in June. And like I said, Larry has bags and we'll be out at Monday, the 3rd or 4th, chasing bags around. Budget thing from last meeting was a miscode on, some engineering bills for JP sidewalk. That's been straightened out. It doesn't fix the budget, but it moves it from where it was to where it's supposed to be.
Police department's gonna have some excess. You couldn't move it
Okay.
over there.
I could do that. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Saying,
So,
That sounds expensive.
so one of the things about the engineering, before I forget.
Yeah.
So with the sidewalk, some of that money goes out, we pay it,
yes,
and then we get 80% back.
reimbursed,
So
yeah.
there'll be times when that looks really funky, but then it kind of mellows out a little. We're spending money for Otter Creek to do numerous engineering task force, probably without really thinking that we have to pay for it sometimes, like the Grove Street project and Simon's Avenue project and the culvert project and and now we just added another, and it all comes out of that same kitty. So that will get hit pretty hard at times.
And then just a quick little tidbit for our Clarendon listeners, we will be on Boardman Hill and Quarterline next week, grading that and getting that taken care of. And that's my short version. Rest is committee stuff.
Do you want to do
Settling.
the paving, or do
Speaking of
you
which,
want us to do it?
Oh, go ahead and do it. It's fine.
all right, highway committee met,
Yep. On April 20th.
yes.
Do you want me to talk? Do you want to talk?
Have at it.
I'll keep you here for 2 hours according to. Anyway, so we got 3 bids on the paving that Dave put out. Fuller sand and gravel at $343,184.29. Pike Industries at $347,342.62. And 3 of us looked at each other, and this is like the first time in years they're competitive. And Wilk Paving at $307,570.65. So it's the recommendation of the highway committee that we award the bidding to Wilk Paving.
I'll treat that as a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
And seconded. Any discussion? Wilkes, did they do last?
They
year?
did last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we did discuss the pros and cons of the 2 lowest bidders, and they each have their pros and cons.
Mhm.
Fuller probably does a little better job at paving and seaming, but once they leave, getting them back to do some of the apron work and stuff can be a little torturous. Wilkes are here local. They're a little better on the aprons and stuff, but maybe not quite as good at putting the seams together. So, basically it's a toss up, and Dave is satisfied with Wilkes' work. So
Okay,
we're okay
so,
with it.
if you're ready for the question, all in favor of awarding paving bid to, Wilk for $307,570.65, say aye.
I
Aye. Motion carries.
can't get Sharon unmuted.
It's not 3-0.
Yep.
6, yeah, 3 in favor, 2 abstentions.
Yep.
Okay,
Part 2 of the paving is the Class 2 paving grant, and Dave has an area on North Grove Street from Rich Custle's north to
Pittsford Town Line.
Pittsford Town Line. The bids on that, and that will be a milling and then repave. of 146, 421, 69 from Fuller. 152, 285, 60 from Pike. And 133, 616, 25 from Wilkes. Should that grant come through, and we did get a grant 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
We would recommend that we accept Wilkes bid of 133, 616, 25 for that project.
For a second?
Second.
Okay. Question about that. When we warn that and ask for bids, do we say it's subject to grant
Yes.
funding?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're
we're not
aware
on
that
Okay, very good.
this is probably pretty much every town that applies for a paving grant. So
Any further discussion on this?
That's why it's broken out like that instead of added into the other paving. It's broken out as a separate. If we get it, this goes. If we don't get it, that goes away.
So the motion is to award the paving grant paving bid subject to receipt of the state grant to Wilk for 133, 616, 25. If there's no further discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
all right,
Aye. Motion carries 3 in favor with 2 abstentions. Okay.
and then after our meeting with Robert Clark, and I want to say about 8 contractors last Thursday for the box culvert on Stratton Road. As we had just talked, we had decided that the town would purchase the box culvert. We have 3 prices. They're Camp. These are 3 contracts that do this work, and their cost for the culvert is 182, 211. Fort Miller is 178, 450. And Michi, where are they out of?
Mitchie's is in New Hampshire.
I'm not yet where they are.
I'm not sure
And
New Hampshire.
they're at 159.45.
Okay, and that's to purchase the culvert.
Culvert. Yeah.
So for right now, what Robert wants us to do is to approve Mitchie's, because obviously they're the lowest price. But we are not ordering the structure yet until we get the final stream alteration permit.
Okay.
But they want us to approve Mitchie's as our vendor for this culvert, so they can work on the submittals and shop drawings.
Gotcha.
That way, in
So that is, the motion is to accept the Mitchie bid, 159,045.
Right.
And I think Joe said that,
right.
but it's subject to,
The approval of the new stream alteration permit.
Right. And part of that motion is to authorize Otter Creek to contact Michi with shop drawings and be able to get them know what they need to do. They're talking mid-September availability right now. So we're hoping the stream alteration permit comes through yesterday or the day before.
They still have to engineer the concrete designs. So Mitchie's has their own engineering firm that will engineer the concrete. And essentially Robert's blueprint says, here's the culvert and this is how you put it in the ground.
okay, so if they're Mitchie's building it specific to us in those diagrams,
Right.
what happens if stream alteration permit is altered or doesn't come through? More likely is altered.
Don't think that'll change the culvert, will it?
I don't think it will, but
That process has already happened. Josh Carbajal, the Rivers and Streams guy, had some suggestions. This culvert was originally designed per specs from the hydraulic study,
Okay,
and he disagreed with their findings. So probably 6-8 weeks ago, he sent, there's an email string that goes on for days, but there was an email like, I don't think this is right. This needs to be altered. So Otter Creek altered the design of the box itself, and to his specification. So that part should be good. There's another piece of it with the dry hydrant that's been taken out because they can't agree on that. But so that part of it has already taken place. It's just a matter of getting him to
okay.
be
I'm just
happy
trying
with
to
it
figure out
and
the
sign the
risk
permit.
to the town if we go ahead and order something.
We aren't ordering.
We aren't ordering it until we get the permit.
We're
in hand.
just authorizing that Otter
To talk
Creek.
about the,
It's like getting the easements.
Right.
yeah, Okay.
It's to allow them to start on shop drawings.
because that could take
Okay.
away and,
Well,
and we have accepted their bid without placing the order.
So, but,
Okay.
So once
yeah,
Dave gets this,
if I remember right, this went from a 12-foot box culvert to now it's a 14-foot
14.
box culvert.
Correct.
And it's the state button heads with the state essentially, because the state did the hydraulic study and now
Yep.
Josh is saying no. And I think some of it has to do with the dam that's upstream.
okay.
If the dam was to fail, the culvert
14,
needs to be
it's 14 by 8, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
And
it's
the other one was 12 by 8.
Yeah.
Do you know how much water can go through a 12 by 8
The
hole?
one that's there now is 9.
Nine. So anyway, that's,
So the motion is to accept the Mitchie bid of 159,045, subject to the receipt of the stream alteration permit and to proceed with shop drawings.
yes.
All in favor, please say aye.
But then, you know,
Did you
once,
do it in unison? Did I hear
Yeah.
two
yeah,
ayes?
pretty much.
That was good.
Well, once we've been over this, like,
yeah.
we beat this to death pretty good Thursday.
Totally. Okay, so
Yeah.
3 in favor, 2 abstentions.
Hello, can you hear me
There she
now?
is.
Hey,
Thank you. We didn't mean to pass over you. Would you like to vote in favor of the Mitchie bid for the box
Oh.
culverts, subject to the permit coming?
Sure.
Okay,
Yep.
so you get 4 in favor, 1 abstention. Thanks, Sharon.
um,
God.
well, those are the big things. The rest of our meeting discussed, some stuff going forward with the town. If you remember at the town meeting, a gentleman, spoke about when Dave was explaining the culvert and the cost and doing it, and he asked about if we could put money aside to do this kind of, so the town has received a grant to do a culvert survey.
Oh,
If I make any mistakes, you correct me.
okay.
And within that culvert survey, we are going to ask them, once they get the specifications for these, and you have a name for these designs,
Short structures.
short structures, okay?
Yeah. So
We-
box culvert's considered a short
Short
structure,
structure.
not a culvert
Not a culvert.
Or a bridge.
Yeah, or
So,
a bridge.
so
It's a-
what
it's
we're
in
at,
between.
we're gonna ask the folks doing the,
It carries water.
It's a
under the
short,
road.
it's a short structure. It's
Is it-
not a bridge, it's a big structure.
Okay.
Bridge has a span.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And so we're gonna try to work with the state's terminology. We're gonna ask them if they would find out the criteria for these short structures. And what we have determined amongst the three of us is that places where there is a flowing brook, Curtis Brook, the one down at the foot of Prospect Hill and East Pittsford Road, that's a short structure. And they're designed, and so what we would like to do is identify how many potential of these structures we may need in the next 10 years, say. That would replace normal culverts that are across spots where water runs occasionally, which is different. And then, once we knew this, we could establish, we're thinking some kind of a fund, a depreciation fund specifically for identified short structure construction
Is
within the
that-
town.
Why don't we do it for all?
Because some of the culverts are routine. Some culverts only carry water that acquires or accumulates in the spring. They're not on a flowing stream, and they might be an 18 or 20 that Dave can go in and put in. Those are okay. But the Curtis Brook, Muzzy Brook, Moon Brook, all of those require these more sophisticated ones because water runs through them all the time. So if we identify in town that there's 10, which could be a potential at this one's cost of $5 million to replace these, they won't all be this big. The one at, off of Curtis by the Hathaway Farm is not that big. It's a smaller structure design. So this would give us criteria if we did this to be able to start setting funds aside. This is what, in answer to that gentleman. And we're
Yeah,
trying to figure a
guess
way
I'm
to do
trying
it.
Look a little bigger here, because you know how, what if you lose a culvert that is not a short structure and you need
Dave
to
has-
quickly replace
Dave
it?
has money in his budget every
We
year,
use-
culvert budget.
We have a culvert line.
We have a culvert line.
But what if it's a big event? I mean, and we lose several at
Then
once.
the five
Can we
people sitting at
invade-
this table say, okay, we're going to need to cap our short.
Dial 1-800 FEMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna be there so much anymore.
But I'm just saying, so this is our
I
idea.
mean, I don't mind the idea at all. I'm just
So
saying, think a little.
we figure
broader.
if we have the survey and we have some numbers, then we can realistically and go to the town voters and say, this is an answer to the question last year that we are going to establish. So maybe next March, we will have a ballot item that says we want to set aside 1 cent on the grand list as a short structure depreciation fund.
Okay. Do not call it just that. Please put the word in there, culvert in there somewhere so voters understand
Okay,
what it is.
we'll put in short structure / in parentheses culverts.
Parentheses culvert, okay.
Okay, so anyway, that's
Call it a box culvert.
box culvert is fine. We'll do box culvert. But anyway, that was
Okay.
one of the things. We talked at length about the access road from Aldi's to Farrell Road. And I'm curious as
Wow.
should we look into land acquisition and get a right of way designed and see about land acquisition. So the people that own property down there will know where the road's going, when it gets built, and they can adjust their plans for their property accordingly. I don't know how that process works, but we thought that would be a good idea to,
We've not caught, but we've been ahead of a couple of situations
Yes.
that would have blocked our road.
Yes,
Yep.
I remember.
And luckily the
So it's
landowners
not a
wanted to
bad
work with
idea.
us, you
Right.
know, we don't have solar panels in the way right
We
now like
did
we might
have-
have.
yeah,
We did have a landowner meeting down there.
we did.
Yeah.
And I think they were discouraged because we dropped it.
Okay.
But what we need to do is we need to just, if we have to buy, and I don't think we're looking at more than an acre, maybe an acre and a half. You know, you're talking a 55-foot strip of land, half mile.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that I could do it in my head, but I won't.
And how would you
Anyway.
pay for that?
Well, that's the thing. We have to decide, do we want to ask the voters to approve a sum of funds to buy this potential road right away? Because then once we own it, the landowners will all know.
I agree with theory,
Yeah.
yes.
And as we discuss this, one of the ideas might be like if we have to go behind it's the car dealership and take a little bit of their parking area, that one of the thoughts is maybe we would abandon a portion of Granbury Road and give up that curb cut. And so there would be no traffic in and out and give that to them in lieu of taking the backyard. So some things to look at. This, yeah.
Okay, so what's the next step in this?
Defining the process, how we would go about doing this.
Yeah.
I think the information we got from our engineering firm maps out the right of way. I think it shows the path of the road. So then we would identify the landowners and go talk to them.
Okay,
You know, it might be some Kevin issues in there with what to do.
well, eventually there will be, but the
Yeah, so
initial,
God, I gotta remember this note.
yeah, the initial, talking with landowners, the sooner.
The better. Yeah. Harbor Freight had moved their building.
Yeah.
To adjust it for this road. And one of the landowners wanted to put solar panels and they come in and talk to Bill and Bill said, geez, you know, we want to build a road. And they said, oh, geez. And they'd rather have the road than
Okay.
than the panels. So,
Okay.
that was there. We would request an executive session at the end of the meeting to discuss our other project. And I think that's,
Which is potential pending litigation.
Yes.
isn't it? Yeah.
we are going to try to move forward with the Diamond or the Green Mountain Plaza entrance change. They're looking at some new permanent tenants and they would like that entrance altered.
Oh,
Green Mountain
they were
Plaza.
looking for permanent tenants in the actual shopping.
Yeah,
plaza.
not out front. No, they're not gonna put houses in the
Yeah.
median.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's all the highlights. I missed anything.
Energetic.
I still like my idea.
right.
Fertilizer on the-
And from our sidewalk meeting last Wednesday, we need to talk to Kevin about language for easement acquisition and what we need to do along that Route 7 corridor. You know, there's gonna be some easement, permanent easement, there's gonna be some stuff there.
Do we know the extent of the easements? Can you start drafting? Have we talked with the landowner?
I don't think we're to that point yet, but
Okay.
it would be to get there.
Okay.
And the other thing is, a maintenance agreement with the city for the portion of the sidewalk that's in the city.
Yeah.
Those are two things that,
Okay.
We're looking at like August. It'll be August before we know exactly what the impacts are gonna be.
That's the next step is
We
the
just
right of
wanted
way
to
identification.
maybe get it penciled on the calendar.
Yeah, we'll need Kevin's input, and I think if we give him a heads up, we're hoping that he'll be available when we need.
Maintenance.
Yeah,
So I think there's 6 months for acquisition. That's blocked out and we're starting to run a little bit behind on our schedule.
Yeah.
So if we could, wrap that up kind of quick would
So
be,
we want Kevin standing by to.
yeah, so I think their next step was, the actual identification, right? Of
Yes.
where the easements are needed and then be able to go in. There's some land that we're gonna need permanent easements. The majority of this is in the right of way, which I'm not sure why we need to be involved if it's in the state right of way, because they just gotta say, okay. But I'm not sure.
The construction easements.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. It's not kind of like this culvert we're doing. We are on private property.
Mhm.
And so that's why we needed easements. And there's a little bit of this sidewalk that's gonna be on private property. So,
I think there's a
and-
little bit grading that's gonna end up being.
yeah, I think maybe that, grading onto private. So we need to do that.
Xfinity's one we're worried about because it's corporate.
Yeah.
So we don't
Well,
want
it's
to.
gonna
So,
take
so
a
we,
while.
we
How far
need,
up the
right.
ladder it's
So
gonna-
as soon as they can give us the information, then we will
And
need,
who's the engineering firm there?
Stantec.
Is it Stantec?
Yeah, that one's Stantec, yep.
We're going in a couple of different directions with different.
There's too many engineers.
Yeah, Stantec.
Well, thank you for not saying too many lawyers. I appreciate that.
So that's
Too
one
determined.
that we might need to contact, and if Kevin has any concerns, I think he could get in touch with Stephanie,
Okay,
and she would be able to explain to him exactly what we're looking for. She can rattle this stuff off like she does it every day, because she does. And the rest of us are trying to hear it as fast as she's rattling it off.
and she's at the regional commission, of course.
Yeah, so, I do believe that wraps up my talking. Did I miss
It's 2 hours.
us? You want me to go for two?
Nope.
And try not to monopolize the meeting.
No, you're fine. Kurt, did you have anything to add?
I don't think we got it all.
Okay, very good. All right, well, we just spent a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And
You're welcome.
looking to spend more.
We are shooting for 14, 15 months from now, starting construction on that sidewalk
On JP's?
Yeah.
Okay,
next summer. So we're trying to keep any glitches from snowballing.
okay. So that would be
Maybe. Definite maybe.
the 250th anniversary of Vermont as
A state.
a state or an
As
independent?
an independent country.
Okay.
Actually, we didn't become a state until 91
91?
or 3. Yeah.
Okay.
We got our 13 years in.
We have a whole bunch of stuff to celebrate.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? And I hope the answer is no, for our town road commissioner.
Do you want me to zoom in for the
If you would.
Might be a
exact
good
and do?
Thank you.
If by the time you get home, we haven't got there yet, you go to bed. So,
Yeah.
I'll be listening on the way, I just.
Okay,
do it
Chris
in the car.
Clark, Tom Clark.
thanks, Dave.
Yep. Surprisingly, yeah.
I know, this was easy. We just did approve the 12,500 or so for the,
12,415.
right.
There you go. Yeah.
Just a couple things tonight. Got a couple applications here to sign, if you would. Both city residents, I believe, both over 18. So
So these are,
one of them was actually his house got fired about a month ago,
really?
Jackson Avenue. So now he wants to try to help out and learn, and so came down. So
Okay.
if you guys would.
And background checks been done?
They have. Yep.
Okay. And it says, all right, this is for Raymond, looks like Chalazant of Jackson Avenue, and the other is Russell Southwick of Meadow Street. And these are both as, do you call them senior or just firefighters as opposed to senior firefighters? Okay. And the background check has come through okay? Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Motion's been made and seconded to approve both. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Alright,
Aye. Motion carries 4-0 and okay, select board. Is today the 20th or
21st,
21st?
another month shut down.
Yeah,
I was gonna
no.
say already.
No. Okay, there we go. Okay, what else do we have?
Our big truck inspection month. Everything's passed so far except for, well, they passed. We have a year to get new tires for 2 trucks so far.
Oh, I was wondering when that was gonna start hitting.
It started.
Okay,
So gotta get 12 tires by next April.
thank you.
And engine 3, which is the newest truck, the bumper paint was starting to chip off. So
The new truck?
the new truck, so Rosenbauer is paying Earl's to fix it. So that's at Earl's right now.
Okay,
Getting the bumper redone. So we'll be down a truck for a week or so probably.
so what is the truck, the tire bill looking like?
A lot.
300 a tire. 300.
Yeah, 3, depending if it's a steer or drive, yeah.
Yeah,
300?
but they're available through the state contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
We go to Pete's and they
it'll
do.
probably be years, I think, or whatever the state runs, which does save us a tremendous amount.
Oh, yeah,
Because they're
yeah.
all very big radial tires.
Did we
Stupid.
budget for this replacement or is it gonna come out of our equipment fund?
It'll come out of equipment. But
Okay.
I'm gonna wait till next month to see how much money we have left to,
Okay,
I might do one this year, one next year. But it'll be changed by next time Jim sees them. So
One thing the town of Killington does is they'll save the tires and put them on the highway trucks.
oh yeah,
So maybe
a good
they
idea.
might want to check tires out.
yeah.
Cause I mean, there's probably 2 30-second wore off those things or something, you know. They look brand new, but
Do they, fire trucks require a different status for inspection than other vehicles as far as,
Emergency vehicle, I think their tires are only
so
good
there's a
for 10
difference?
years.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, there's some cap on them.
Yeah,
That doesn't include the state fire academy. They can go longer because their truck doesn't leave the
no,
property.
I see. Yeah, that might be something you and Dave can talk about and,
Yeah.
you know, you can buy some used.
Good tires still, there's nothing wrong with them. They're just old. Sure. We got our new tank, as you said.
and we agreed to pay for it.
Yes, perfect. So I already gave him the check. So tomorrow night, we're gonna take that out and try it out, see how it does.
Okay.
Um,
You
still have the old
one?
we do. It's up at the,
I told him to advertise.
Somebody might want that.
Interested in that little
Yeah.
tank.
A cute little tank for somebody.
mhm,
Perfect.
go ahead.
Anything, any questions for our fire chief or any other comments from a select board member? Sharon, you good?
I'm good.
Thank you very much. Chief.
Thank you.
About a 3 to 4 second delay when you're at home. That's why I would wait, because
You wanted her to, yeah,
yes,
okay.
because it's, I did that for a year and a half, 2 years.
Yes.
We didn't want to catch COVID from each other.
Mike Rowe, town rec director, and we gotta go lighter on these colors.
A lot of specific people, so I'm trying to call it out, but I'll figure it out.
I don't know, I kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, it does,
I doesn't give you an option, so.
okay,
Color coded? How come we don't get the color coded version?
because we're cool.
don't need it.
Just asking. Make my own. Let's see, what do we got? We did have a rec committee meeting. Matt's not here, Sharon's on there. If Sharon wants to discuss that, that is great. We can do that after I get my stuff. So the pool has been fixed, for now. We had some, tile replaced, cracks cut open and resealed. And they're coming back to work on the kiddie pool, which has severe cracks. And it's a safety hazard. So they're coming back to fix those. Yes, it's slowly doing its thing as an old pool.
Yeah.
Speaking of old pool, the pool cover is needed. I can send you the videos and we tried to make last 15 years when it's a 10-year lifespan. And the new cover is $16,000, and that's done by Allen Pools and Spa. They've done all our covers before. As I was saying, he brings a drone in, takes measurement, but that's 16. That I have to call him to see how long it will take to make it, but we need the other covers already in the dumpster. So I can show you
Guess you're gonna have to.
I can show you the big holes that
Yep.
we don't want to pay the money if somebody falls through. And I don't want to pick up skeletons at the bottom of the pool, which we've done before. So that's a price on there. That will come out of depreciation. Our cleanup at Dewey was a huge success. We had the majors and minors. I don't know if, did I say this I didn't talk about this at our meeting. It must have been our rec committee meeting. Okay, so we had the majors and minor teams go over to Dewey and they did a tremendous job of cleaning it up in about 2 hours. Bill was there raking, and he's not even a member of one of the teams, and so was his son Carter. And a huge thank you to them. Teddy was there. Teddy had his wife doing the weed thing, which was great. And the kids were great. They hauled the leaves across the park and dumped them over the bank, which was good exercise for them. And so it looks fantastic. Spring sports have started. They'll start this week. Games start next week and the week after. So we are ready to roll for
Big
that.
Thank you to all of the volunteers. So that was really good.
Yeah, that was huge of them to do. We're hosting a breast cancer awareness fundraiser. You might have heard it on the radio. I've actually heard it 3 times now on JJR. They're doing a kickball tournament. So if the select board wants to get a kickball team up at Northwood and join in, you're more than welcome to do that. I believe it's either the Saturday or the Sunday of Memorial Day weekend.
Deer headlights.
Great God. It's just kick and run, Mary. It's really not. You can even bunt it. You don't even have to run that fast. And I'm just saying, you if you want to put a team together, I think it's a wonderful police department, fire department. You guys want to get together and put a team for a great cause, and it's right here at Northwood. Please feel free to do that. Senior lunch is next Tuesday when it's East meets West with our bands playing at the West Rutland Town Hall starting at 11 o'clock. It is a pizza event with the seniors helping seniors, putting on a small presentation in between the changeover of the bands. So if you'd like to go over and meet some new people from West Rutland and see their town hall, I'll be sending an email out tomorrow, just reminding everybody and taking their orders for their pizza. Pool is empty and I'm just waiting for the water to turn on so I can power wash and clean it, and then put more water into it to get us going. And then the other thing is the contract potentially with the company. We met, though. Sharon is, if Sharon wants to talk about, we had that company come on and
Weston and Sampson.
Yes. We had some suggestions for them. I did not hear back from them.
So we don't have anything to.
You could go with the contract as is, and which is a good contract. We did have some minor questions, but if I remember, Sharon, do you want to speak on that?
No, the only thing I wanted to say is that we've been doing some research on, who started the pool, and Bobby, I was right, Bobby Tinker did the survey. Steve Durkee was involved. The pool is a paddock pool, and it's gunite, and the paddock pools is out of, I think it's either Saratoga or in that Saratoga area. You know, that's as far as we've gotten. And it would be wonderful if we could find the plans, but I looked in the drawer that I had initially put them in, and I didn't expect to find them because it's been so many years and there wasn't anything in there. So we're going to do the best we can. What Mike and I had talked about is, you know, we're going to have a nice pool, but it's, you know, we're not doing any special frills because special frills can break down and that costs us money. And this pool that we've had has served us well. So that we've decided to go from there. That's the best I can come up with.
Okay, so the proposal I have, which is all marked up, by the way, so it might not be the one that anyone should sign. The total fee basic service was 75,000. And then there were 4 add-ons, optional services.
We talked about
Yeah.
those when at the meeting, and Matt was, who's not here, could add a little bit more to that. So some of those will have to get done. This is phase 1, and then there's phase 2. At the end of phase 2, you will have a working set of plans ready to go out to bid.
Okay.
That's a whole separate cost. And we kind of asked him to ballpark the cost. He couldn't because there are other factors involved in it, but it's going to be, if not more, the same as the first phase. So you're looking at about 150,000 to maybe potentially 200,000 to get to bid phase.
Okay, so what we're looking at right now is
It's the-
75,000.
Yeah, that's the initial.
There'll be another 75 probably to do the specs and the plans.
Correct.
for it.
There's the
Okay.
second phase.
Okay.
So when you get to the bid and the actual plan and the design, and then you send it out to bid, and then you know how much it's going to cost to do that.
Okay.
Some of those steps we don't have to do right away, but we can do. I think one of them was the geotechnical, and they have a company, but you might know somebody that does it locally. So there's some local people we might be able to use that is the same result. They even said that when we were meeting that, you know, they just send us the data. If they're that kind of a company, doesn't
what
matter
I'm
where it
trying to
gets
find
done.
out for the purposes, if you want
Yeah.
us to vote on this tonight,
Yeah.
which I think you do,
I'd like to get it going. Yes.
do we add any of these other optional, like the topographic and boundaries survey? That's 15,000.
I would say right now, no, unless it's
Okay.
needed. And if it's needed, then yes, we're going to have to add that.
And the geotechnical investigation, 15,000.
That's eventually going to have to get done because they have to know what the ground is like to support the pool.
We're saying maybe we can have it done locally. for us.
Potentially, we could get that done locally. It doesn't have to happen. It will have to happen.
The company, M&M Soils,
Yeah.
they're not local, but they come highly recommended.
The ones were.
They
station.
did the work at
Okay.
the fire
Okay.
station. They were the ones that helped get through the unsuitable soil thing at,
Okay. So maybe that's for this. So no for now on that one, and we'll look around
Yep.
for somebody else. Planning level environmental analysis, 5,000.
I'm trying to remember what that was. I don't know if that's an Act 250
I'm
thing.
wondering, because you do have to get.
We're going to have to get an
Yeah,
amendment to
amendment.
Act 250 anyway
to replace the pool.
to replace the pool.
That shouldn't be a big deal. If you were relocating, yeah,
Yeah,
that would.
Then it's a bigger deal,
Right,
but
because you're using it, I don't think that.
Yeah.
then again, we'll know
So
once
is that a
we-
yes for now? Or
that
no?
we don't need it
No, for now.
for now.
And then the last one is public engagement, 15,000.
We're
we
already
be
kind of
waiting?
doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
so
don't have
no
to
on
do that
one.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're looking at the basic services, 75,000.
Yep.
And that's what Sharon, that's what the rec committee is recommending?
Yes,
Okay. So that's a motion, right?
yes, it is.
Alrighty. Anybody want to second the motion?
I'll say.
Okay. And who should sign the contract?
I would say you, Mary.
Okay, is that part of your motion then?
That's part of my motion.
Okay,
Out of my second.
all right. I can't, I've got it really marked up, but you know what I can do? I can sign, if motion passes, of course. I
We can get a
sign and
fresh
then you
copy.
can Substitute a clean copy.
Is the signature page marked up?
No,
Then don't worry about it.
okay. Any further discussion?
My only
Yes.
discussion is you are comfortable, I'm not familiar with pool designing. You've done a lot of research. Are these costs in your research, competitive with what would be out
So
there?
Killington, I was in touch with Killington, who's at the same, they're a step ahead of us. And I read the email to our committee because they paid a Vermont company essentially for the first phase. They paid $80,000, which is exactly what we have asked for.
Right.
What this is going to provide for us. So I feel it's not like I have a huge
Yeah.
thing, but right up the road,
Only
they've
because
gone
this is
through the
a
same
lot
thing.
different than designing a building.
Yes.
When they design the fire station, I think the architects get somewhere around 10 or 11, 12% of the cost of the building, which is a significant amount.
Yeah, I kind of have a ballpark of what you spent before you went out to bid. So
So I
I
think-
have an idea.
I just want, I've there's been a little feedback, is this a competitive price? And that's why I'm asking you. And you
Yes,
feel it is?
I
based
feel
on
it is.
other-
Yes.
Okay.
In
That's all
speaking with
yeah.
Killington and yes, having them as in a different company. So
Okay.
yes, I do.
All right. Knowing that this is rather specialized anyway.
And again,
Okay.
it's our foot in the door.
Are you ready to vote? This is to approve 75,000 to, what is it, Sampson and
Weston and Sampson.
Weston and Sampson for phase one of the pool replacement. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion carries 4-0. So I'm going to sign the signature page.
Thank you. I know it's a leap. I said thank you. No, and I know it's a leap, but we have to take the leap.
The cheapest part.
Yes. But it'll let you at least, we'll get to the point where we know what is, you know what I mean? We got to know.
It's another expensive piece of the town's infrastructure that we're replacing. We've added one, we replaced two,
Okay.
we're replacing the
So it goes in the pink folder.
So the only other thing I have is today is usually my top 4 days of the best days of the year. Kurt, why do you think it is? And Joe, you know the answer.
You mow the first
I
time?
certainly did. And loved every second of it. And there were 2 little kids walking by with their mother, and they just were in awe of me just going around and around the baseball. I just did the baseball field.
You think that's what they were looking
They were just a machine and it moving. 2 little kids, sure, they wanted to ride on it. But
Then
yes.
2 days earlier, you could have done it in the snow.
Yeah, yeah, no. But anyway, so it has started. So a huge thank you to the highway guys, especially Ben, walked me through my first oil changes and blade changes of all of our products so that I can do it on my own now. So that'll save time and money and what have you. So helps that he worked at John Deere.
Any other questions for our town rec director? Thanks, Mike.
All right, thanks, guys. Do I need to kick around or I gotta go let my dog out? Are you okay?
Let the dog.
Do I need any to stay
You
for
get
the
your
pocket
dog
park
out.
thing?
Much torture
You said you
you
had a
want.
pocket park thing?
We are going to do Pocket Park eventually.
Okay, do you need me for
Probably
that?
next, right?
Oh, you're welcome to stay, but
Barbara's next, so we'll be next.
Barbara's next. So yeah, if you want to stay.
Okay, I'll
Hey,
stay.
Barbara.
Good evening.
Evening.
Did I hear Pocket Park?
I think you did. So we have a proposal. I don't know if you saw this from Bill, or via Bill. We have a proposal from Otter Creek Engineering. You folks may recall that Barbara and I met with Robert Clark and one of his engineers on staff, and we went through what we envision for phase one, which is basically the overlook walkway, the two from the end of Simons Avenue, the walkway over to the overlook area. And frankly, they were pretty excited about it, and they agreed that they would give us a proposal, and they have. And they have, it's in two phases. Phase one is the conceptual plan for $2,500. And phase two is the final design for $2,500 for a total of $5,000 for engineering of that. And it includes, as you can see, where things will be moved to and from, and that includes, relocating picnic tables and pathways and the fencing and so on.
Considering some of our
Yeah,
engineering costs.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's so good that the other guys went first, right?
Yeah, well, I figured that, maybe they're just being kind.
I think it's the smallest check we've ever written to Otter Creek.
Yeah.
And they like the idea of doing something different. So I think
Well, they were a big part of this a long time ago. Mark did a lot of the survey, which Mark said, I'll do the survey. Robert did the survey.
Right.
So yeah, Robert's been on this for a while, but he's looking forward to doing this.
So that's something you need a motion on? to
yes,
approve this?
please, to approve. Motion's been made and seconded. So any discussions or any other questions about it? What it doesn't include, which I will ask for eventually, is some oversight of when the work is actually being done. We want them to come in and kind of make sure it's, being done as it should.
Who's paying for it? Who's paying for it?
Yeah, that's the question.
Gotcha.
Okay. $5,000, in which pot of money have we discussed that it should come from? Did we discuss it should come from?
Capital Improvement Fund?
I think capital improvement. Yeah,
We could take it from there.
yeah,
That we could do as professional services in the general budget.
we do. And that's usually engineering, or is it legal? Legal's a separate one.
Legal separate.
Legal is that professional was thing we used for like Teresa.
Oh, right. Okay.
So this would be probably an appropriate use of that line.
Okay.
And I'll modify my motion to that Mary is authorized to sign on behalf of the board.
Well, and it will be my pleasure.
I saw that there's only one signature page, and we've determined where the money's coming from.
So $5,000 from the professional services line in the general budget with the chair to sign on behalf of the board. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
All right.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Thank you all.
Bill,
Oh, and
can I
by-
get a copy of that?
Robert thinks he can do this within 6 weeks. So,
Okay. Bill, can I get a copy of the proposal?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
okay, going in the pink folder. Thank you. Okay, Barbara.
Great. Yeah, thank you. So this Thursday, we have a public hearing on the new subdivision bylaw. And that is a repeal and replace of the subdivision ordinance that we have now. The bylaw clarifies the definitions of minor and major subdivisions, includes a more detailed definition and review process for boundary line adjustments, which we seem to get a lot of. And for the first time, it will require a certificate of subdivision compliance for both minor and major subdivisions that have infrastructure improvements attached to them, and may require a performance bond, a different bond, to ensure the project is completed as proposed. And both of those would originate with the select board. So yeah, our hearing Thursday night on that one. We'll also be talking to Edmund Kesselring about a subdivision at the Thomas Dairy. It's just they're going one lot to two lots, so it's a minor subdivision. Lot one will be the farmhouse, commercial outbuildings, the office, and agricultural land. And that's 175 acres. The lot two is small, it's 2.24 acres, and that's the residential apartment unit and one barn outbuilding for that. So it kind of looks like this might be the first step for doing more subdivision up there. That'll be one of our questions for them. And let's see what else. Last time in April, the last time we met, the Planning Commission, April 2nd, back to the Pocket Park, we met with some local historians and made a little more progress on what should be on the signs in the park.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
And I noticed you handed out a chore chart.
Yes, which hasn't been filled in too thoroughly yet, so we'll have to, that'll be one of our other things to do on Thursday night. And it includes, besides the signs, whoever wants to be involved with maybe some of the clearing or identifying plants or working on some of the amenities, the picnic tables and such. So lots of things that could be signed up for and lots of things to do this year.
Good. All right. Thank you, Barbara. I would love to go Thursday because I'm such a, ordinance geek, but I've got 2 other meetings, so I won't be able to make it. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. I just, I don't know what we'll get for a response. Typically not much for something like a bylaw, but we'll see.
Any questions for Barbara? Town Planning Commission. Okay. Thanks very much, Barbara.
Okay. Thank you.
Good evening.
Okay. See ya.
Okay. Mike Delehanty? No.
No Mike, no Larry.
No Mike, no Larry. Marcia Chioffi, head lister.
I don't know if she's gonna be participating. I know she's gonna be listening, so I'm
okay.
Gonna come up.
Line through her, so I think she's muted.
Yeah.
Okay.
So first thing first.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good.
Doing well.
Good.
So, as everyone knows, Marcia is retiring. Next Thursday is her last day. So I'd like to put an invite to anybody in the town that wants to come see her before then, to just say, hey, thank you for your service, or just chat with her. She's going to be here. She's probably going to kill me for doing this, but just, feel free to come in. She's here until Thursday. So, with that being said, after her last day, Kathy and I will be sitting down because we have to do another reorganizational meeting. It'll be warned, and anybody's welcome to attend. We never have anybody show up, but and that will be where we kind of set new hours for the lister's office, because there will be a change, so that people should know that there's going to be some hours. There's no longer going to be a full-time person in the office. So Marcia's hours have been Monday through Thursday until like 3:30, and then until noon on Friday. More likely than not, the office will not be open on Thursdays or Fridays. But it can be done by appointment, but I'll talk with Kathy to solidify her hours. I know what mine intend to be. And we're generally, but that being said, townspeople need to remember the lister cards are available online. Tax maps are available online. A lot of the deeds are available online. So a lot of it is already available. So most of the time that we need to interact with people, it's for change of address, get a tax bill sent somewhere else and things like that. So, but we'll have that going.
Quick suggestion. I've noticed that in the past, when there's a change and it involves lawyers who would be coming in to do title searching or to check with the listers on pre-closing stuff. There occasionally a town clerk will get a notice to the Rutland County Bar Association via Terry to get it out to
That's a
everyone.
great idea.
So if you could do that, then the word would be out
Absolutely.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, it won't happen until, because I'm kind of giving a precursor to this because there won't be a town meeting until after she's gone and the hours will have already changed. So,
Right.
but not drastically.
Yeah.
So, but I will do that. I will let Terry know that. So, we're continuing to do the property inspections. And we're almost done. So that is a good thing. We're caught up to all the PTTRs and transfers that have processed up until April. Well, actually, it's April 1st. If somebody transferred their property on April 1st, we include that. But, so we're doing really well. So, but one of the things that I wanted to bring back to your attention is that we're on the agenda for talking about the reappraisal as of in April. We promised that we would come back to you with some information, and we still don't have a decision. So,
Okay, this is G under action items. It was the question about, do we change to the Patriot system?
correct.
Yeah.
So we continue to do our due diligence, and since we've talked with you in March and I've been back, we've actually met with the director of property valuation and review and with our DA. We've talked with Chris Mealy at Nimerick. We're getting a lot of different input and information that helps us. One thing that is very, very helpful for this town to know is that the January 1st deadline for us to sign a contract is not going to be enforced. So we are not feeling that pressure from a contract perspective to get somebody in because they recognize that with Act 73 doing this, there's actually nothing in the state to take over for reappraisals. And there's no framework. So they know. So from Jill Remick's words during our meeting, she has confirmed that whatever we do, even after January 1st, 27 for a contract, will be honored by the state. So that gives some room, which is very necessary because there's other factors that we're learning. And so that we really just kind of need some more time to explore. And with Nimerick, Chris calling the program that we use, there's a lot of concern because if we switch, we lose a lot of historical data. But he called because he'd heard about the presentation here back in March, and he wanted to inform us that his Nimerick's .NET program is actually being tested out fairly. So it's actually more advanced than we thought.
Okay.
Or we were made aware. So these are just different things. So at this point, we're holding off and making any recommendation because frankly, we need to see what the state's going to do. The RAD districts don't look like they're going to happen. And the state is very adamant that we can continue to choose a camera provider, that it's not tied to VT-Pi. There's no connection there between them.
So my concern is the pressure on our school budget continues.
Correct.
And if the longer we wait to reappraise, regardless of which system we use.
So we did discuss that with our DA, and she has offered, and we're gonna take her up on having her come in and talk with us more about the effect, because one word she said was that right now our CLA is doing exactly what it needs to do for purposes of not increasing your education rate.
Okay.
So that's what she reassured us. And so that's a good thing because we're under the COD limit. And so she said, to be honest, continuing to do our due diligence on making this program has benefits, but it also comes at a significant learning curve.
Yep.
And that is a very concerning thing on this program. Okay?
But if we can't get contractors to bid, if we stay with Nimerick, we have a problem.
So that's the other thing, that's the piece of this, is that because the RAD districts are not an artificial barrier to them preventing, we have asked, and we're gonna ask a couple others. So we at the last meeting, we talked about whether or not, because we were looking at a Patriot system, that we would need to send this out for bid specific to Patriot. And I thought about that, and so we did. We sent it to 2. And we have gotten 1. We have not had an opportunity to open them with Kathy. Kathy was on vacation last week, so we need to take a look at that bid. That bid came in with potential to do a NIMRIC appraisal or a conversion. They were willing. Why they didn't bid the first time,
Yeah.
but I think a lot of it is because of the RAD district threat
Okay.
coming in. So that is something that we have to look at now, because if the RAD districts aren't going to be imposed on the state, on us, and that's an artificial barrier to some of these appraisal firms that were hesitant to bid because their bid, the state's going to come in and override them, and all these things were in the air. We know that our bid and our reappraisal, if we get a contract even in 28, they'll honor it. We also know now that if we do a reappraisal and within that 6 years, they're not going to turn around and they're going to honor our reappraisal. And, and the one reassurance she gave us was, because there's so many towns, historically the state did only go with NIMRIC. That was one thing we learned. It was a statewide assessing system. And then people requested it be changed. We'd be able to use the private vendors, and now the state wants to go back. And now there's just too many hands in the pot, too many different, and the fact that they're never going to make individual communities give up their choice of their camera vendor. So all these things are starting to be more clarified. And that was the purpose of asking for that meeting with her director to answer those questions.
Do we have somewhere a confirmation in writing that if we go ahead and we reappraise, the state will honor it?
You will have it before we go forward.
Okay.
Because that's what I did the last time, was what I got in writing, that they would honor it, and not impose us. And we do have that in writing from the first get-go for the 6 years, if we undertook it voluntarily. So I will definitely get that in writing from her again. Whether she's willing to right now, because a lot of this it wasn't off the record, but it was with us, she's coming in and trying, but they recognized through that conversation that Marcia and I, because Kathy was on vacation, that they have a glaring hole for every lister in this state, because they have no idea what's happening between January 1st, 27 and the RAD districts and nothing. So they're going to be updating all of that for us, for everybody. So we'll have, hopefully through that, you'll get your answer.
Okay.
Maybe.
So we just leave G on the agenda?
Yes.
And wait to hear your recommendation?
Absolutely.
Okay. And it sounds like you folks are continuing to, meet with the correct people and get the correct, do your due diligence as you are. So
well, right. Well, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. It's very important for the town that this reappraisal be done properly.
Right.
And not have to do it again in 2 years without having any state money, because we've just spent it all.
Yes.
Because I did the math for the last meeting in March when I attended by phone, and if we were to spend all our money, which when, the bids are coming in, the other bid and this bid, if we were to spend the money at $850 per parcel, we'd get $9,000 in 6 years or something like that. So we wouldn't have any more money. You know what I mean? It'd be a lot, so it is a concern to make sure we have the money in the kitty and we're good.
Okay.
I think it's taken us almost 15 years to get where we are.
Yes.
Dollar-wise.
They are increasing that. That's in the legislature right now, because they realize now putting everybody on a 6-year schedule is making it so that they have to increase the per parcel payment.
Yeah. And most of what we collect for is the state education.
Right.
Portions.
So all of that is in the works. So according to our Director of Property Evaluation and Review with the Department of Taxes. So that's all I have to tell you.
You have BCA information.
Oh, I asked it to be sent through all of them. Did everybody get it?
They have your email.
Yes, they do? Good. Hopefully somebody attends.
Okay.
One of them.
Is
There's several different,
several, yeah.
and hopefully everybody, that was good, good get, Bill. Hopefully every BCA member takes an opportunity to at least attend one.
Okay, so our next ones are June 17th and July 22nd. And it's to learn how to do a hearing.
Yes.
Okay.
Good. And I don't know who's sponsoring it though. I think PVR is sponsoring, but I don't know. Last year, I'm going to be very.
Says posted by League of Cities and Towns.
Okay. I won't go on the record with that.
Okay. All right,
I think that's it.
questions for the listers? Anyone? Thank you very much. Yeah.
I can tell you the state's a joke, but what a mess. Oh,
Let's make a plan and then change it.
yeah.
Then change it again.
Well, they're doing that with Act 181 right now too.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Stuffing that down everybody's throat. And then, oh wait, hang on.
Aren't they backing up?
They're looking to repeal the rule.
Yes.
The tier 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any chance they're doing anything with the dispatch? Cause
No.
first, they created the mess,
No.
hired a committee, did nothing.
They wanna add
2.
satisfaction.
Yeah, they want to go back to where we were before it was fine with 2. There was a perfectly good system, unbroken, that we should change.
Yeah, we have lots of really good systems.
Anyway.
They screw them up more.
Clerk, town clerk and treasury.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You have a liquor license in front of you for.
I do.
Yep.
We have, and these are all for Midway Oil Company at their location, which is near Home Depot, close to Mama T's. Okay. One is a second-class liquor license. One is a tobacco license. Both 2 are tobacco licenses. Okay. And I'm looking at the police chief. There is no problem with these folks. Motion's been made to approve all 3
Second.
and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all in favor of these 3 licenses for Midway Oil Company, please say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 4-0. And this is the one we all get to sign.
And then the only other thing I had was to remind people of the 3rd tax payment coming up, due May 10th.
Oh, yes.
And it falls on a Sunday, so the payments will be accepted Monday as on time until 4:30 at the end of our day.
Okay. Any
And
questions?
that's it.
All right. Any questions for our town clerk or treasurer? If not, thank you, Kari. Oh, wait,
Thank
wait,
you.
wait. I think we need you on for just a minute. This is the credit card.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So in your packet is D, which is credit card policy and limits. And I think you're requesting an increase in the limits. Is that it?
Yes, we had to contact the bank we were getting a lot of requests. We have been consistently to use the credit card, due to using vendors that aren't, they don't invoice and do all that other stuff that we typically do. So they have to use the credit card and our balances could not handle that. So we need to increase it so that we can handle the amount of things that we have to do for each department.
Okay, what we have in front of us is credit card policy, and it's optimistically labeled adopted 4/21/26. There's no limit set in this, so how do we know that we're voting to increase the limit?
That policy is exactly the same policy as you were signing, I believe, a couple of years ago in 2022. The limit does not exist in the last one, and we didn't put it in this one. Bill actually took care of the limit increase, so you should ask him some questions about that.
Righty then. We should have a record somewhere, at least in our minutes, and maybe noted on this of what our limit is.
So the policy as written is the board sets the limit. It
Yeah,
doesn't-
okay.
We only have, we have one true credit card from M&T.
Yeah.
And right now the total limit is 8,000. We buy stamps and things like that, and we buy pre-stamped envelopes, and when we do those things, we end up, and we're talking about the increases because some of the charges and the meeting schedule and the billing cycles line up very poorly. And we've run into several instances where for 2 or 3 months, we're actually kind of held up by the cycle of the meeting, trying to get the card cleared out. So M&T is willing to increase our limit. We asked to go to 16,000. They said, no problem, just need to have a board vote to allow them to do that.
Okay. Why do we need a new credit card policy if it's the same as the last?
No, this
Okay.
is what it was.
Okay.
So this is the policy. There's no changes, like I said, on the indexing, no change to it, it's a specific format. It just looks different, but it's the same
Okay.
detail. There's no
Right.
change to language.
So as we were talking about this, as I understood it, there's one credit card, one limit for all of the departments. So if police buys something and fire buys something and rec buys something, they blow past that 8,000 limit pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Or if the billing cycle doesn't match the payment,
Right.
that it's.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Is there a
And
motion then
We've
on
had
this?
no problems.
No problems, Kari, with policing the department heads and making sure everything is okay?
Not at all.
Policing the police, yeah, okay. So motion? Did somebody make one?
Somebody make one?
Yeah.
I move we up the credit card limit for the town of Rutland from $8,000 to $16,000.
Okay, motion's made. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion seconded by Sharon. Discussion. I did have one. You probably have one
Well,
too.
it's just, this says the policy hereby adopted. So we're adopting the same policy with a higher limit.
We're not readopting the policy.
Yeah, you don't
We're
need
just
to.
upping the
There's no
limit.
changes to the policy, so there's nothing, you don't need to readopt it.
No, we're just approving the.
Well, just that the back line says adoption. That's why I'm reading. Okay.
So I'm gonna make
If you
a
want to make
note.
any changes, you could do that and then we readopt it. That's enough. But there's no,
Yeah,
there's
so
there's no changes to the language policy.
yeah, we're not actually updating the policy, we're just updating the limit.
Right.
Perfect. Good note.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to increase the limit to 16,000. Any further discussion? Why M&T, Kari? I thought we banked with TD Bank.
Our credit card was through People's, and when they switched over, it's M&T.
Oh, okay. And we've had a credit card with, doesn't TD Bank offer one? Or was
I'm
that?
not sure. Probably,
good-
but we've had it through People's.
Okay, that's okay. I'm not gonna rock the boat. So all in favor of increasing the credit limit or yeah, whatever, to 16,000, please say aye.
Alright,
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. And I'm making a note in my policy book under the credit card policy that we up the limit tonight to 16,000. So. Okay. Anything else for Kari? Okay. Thank you very much, Kari.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Joe Denardo, Public Safety Building Clerk.
Nothing major. Bill did request that we try to get an estimate from Naylor and Breen on the repairs on the public safety building, or did they want us to send down appraiser from the league? I have not heard back from Naylor and Breen if they are got anything. So if I don't hear anything in a day or two, I'll call them again or go knock on somebody's door. But that's pretty much it.
Do we have a 1-year deadline somewhere? 1 year in which?
That's coming up.
Okay.
I think it's from the time that we occupied the building sometime in February. That was that first year.
Mm.
But then there's the long building. I don't know exactly if it's, that it's going to survive for like 10 years or whatever that thing was in the contract. I don't know how that actually applies to anything, but I don't think there's any glitches that I know of. I mean, most of it now I think is ours. We've been through a summer, we've been through half a winter and a half, so.
Yeah.
During the winter, the heat's adequate, building's comfortable. Yeah, the AC seems to work in the summer.
Okay.
And the doors go up and down when they need to.
Okay.
So good stuff.
Everything Wednesday night.
Yeah. Again, you guys are getting along in the same house.
Yeah, I plugged in the wrong spot, that's all.
Okay. JP is not on. Bill Sweet, Town Administrator.
Not much left. You one thing left in the packet, that was the update from the Regional Planning Commission on the future land use map.
I am not going to go to another hearing. So, anybody else would like to, or?
well, they took yeah, I don't know.
You got that one, well, there it is.
The one on the back.
The one.
I still got the little pink area, don't
Yeah, it's still.
Village Center's still there.
Center they're leaving
Yeah.
because this is I don't think it hurts us. In fact, it's probably to our benefit. Because maybe someday, I think is their thinking, we could adopt zoning and then we get all of the benefits that flow from this. I think that's
Whatever. Pretty optimistic, but that's what I think.
May 19th. Everybody who wants to go is welcome to do so.
Speaking of the Regional Planning Commission, there is a meeting going on right this very moment, where the Walmart project is being presented to the Regional Board of Commissioners, and Jim promised he was going to be there, so hopefully he's there.
Okay.
And then we had on here the contract with the city for the repeater. That's on hold. The contract they gave to us was drafted by their outside counsel because they don't have a city attorney right now, and some of the language and terms used is not going to be compatible with the way we do things. So Kevin is working on some language. He was hoping to have it to us before tonight, but it didn't happen. So
we're being asked in the proposed contract to cover a certain kind of liability insurance that we don't have. We have something different through. Yeah, so
Kevin's email, it sounds like this is the normal.
yes.
That's all.
So
Glitch with a.
I expect that we will have that for the next meeting, so stay tuned. We talked about inviting Dave Sharnock. He would be here. He said like end of May, early June. He'll plan to come. So he does want to come. That's when he's gonna plan to be here.
Okay.
for most people with a town email address. You may have seen a new email from Know Before for training. I got rid of some old ones and added one new one that is very important and really there's been we haven't had any issues, but maybe that's why. But a lot of it's on AI and what it can do and how it can be a problem for us. So it would be good to take.
Training that I'm like 500 days out of.
Well, I some of the old ones I got rid of, so you won't get that anymore. But this one started I think yesterday. So a little bit of time, but good to know.
I get more of those emails than real emails.
Yeah, you might. You know, if you take the training, the emails will stop.
Yeah.
I open or don't.
Yeah, I am.
What I don't know is how some of these places get our.
Well, so that's part of the strategy that we've taken with like the contact page, things like that, is because they're not published. Because I know that there are a massive amount of spam emails, and the system that we use, there's another system that we use that gets rid of known ones that are bad, and there's
just the ones I think it's for like dental stuff or
yeah.
I mean it's like every day.
It's
and they just go, you don't know?
Was
It's like
Was the
Devin.
Rutland Town Manager thing, was that you?
Nope.
No, I didn't know if that was one of your little tests. Because it was like at Rutland, it was
nope.
Town Manager at rutlandtown.com.
Neat. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. But there's that reportable button. There's a button there's built into the email service that it looks like a little fishhook, and you can report that, and then that gets flagged because there's a lot that comes through, and there are some that are the test ones they do are pretty good, but there are some that are not legitimate that are getting better and better all the time. And
Manager at rutlandtown.com.
Yeah, neat. No.
Okay.
No,
so that's what your little test.
That's why. But
we get as a group, but we all get different emails from different.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Weird places.
Yes. But if we open it, there's that button in the email that looks like a little fishhook, and you can report it, and it deletes the email and then forwards it on as a problem. So yeah, but if it is one of those and you do that, it's just like, good job. Thank you for being proactive. So it's better to hit the button and report it, but they will block them. But we get a tremendous amount of emails all the time. And, you know, I mean, you guys get from everywhere. So, but you know, the trying to keep the email as clean as possible, like this is what we do is using these resources. It's a good resource, takes a little bit of time, but it's worth it to know, because it just one problem can be a big problem. So we're trying to avoid that. Yep. Everything for the drone is here. We've got all the parts and pieces we need. Jared is working diligently on his license so he can do that and get it registered, and we will get it up and going. So he's working on that on his part of it. So,
and police department knows they have to share with highway and with fire.
Well, right now it's locked in my office, so they can't get it at all. So
We have that controls.
Yeah.
And actually still fire.
That's right. That's right. She supports entry. Yeah, so that's moving forward, and yeah, the subdivision thing Thursday night, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So
I would
we spent
what time's the hearing?
it'll be first thing. It'll be 6:30.
Okay.
They do public hearings right at the beginning, so
Well, okay. I'm not sure I can
we have
squeeze
no
it.
idea. We've advertised it all over the place. West Rutland is doing the same thing. We have to, like, they have to, and we have to. You have to send a copy of the notice and the materials to all of your abutting towns.
Yes.
I sent it to them, and their planning commission chair brought it back because he thought it was theirs that got returned. I'm like, no, you have to keep this one. Like, this is ours. So, but no, it's all sent out. Everything's noticed. Everything's out there. So I've been working to create all new forms because everything's changed, and it's a lot. It's a big difference. There's a lot of difference. This is going to be hopefully a smoother process, and see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else for Bill Sweet, town administrator, not manager at Rutland Town?
Yeah,
it's good. I like that.
Hey, thank you, Bill. Now we need an executive session and we need it with,
Um,
how many folks here do we need?
probably Bill and Dave, Sharon and you and me and
Okay,
the beer and.
okay, very good. So is there a
I
motion?
move to go in an executive session for discussion of possible litigation.
Okay,
Second.
motion's made and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Hi.
Executive session then.
Very good, thank you.
Okay.
You're out.
Okay.
All right, so we're back on the record at 25 minutes after 8. Is there a motion? Bert?
Move to adjourn already? Wow.
Yeah.
And Joe is second. Thank you, because Joe wasn't going to. All in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion
Aye.
carried. Thank
That's
you.
not
Have a
good.
good evening, everybody.
Good night, guys.